Mama.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Ninja Mommy. This week on Ninja Mommy, I'm going to be talking about the motorway incident that took place recently in Pakistan. This is a very serious issue and it's triggering me. It has been triggering me for so long and it's been bothering me because these cases keep on happening. They keep on reoccurring and it's time that we put an end to it once and for all. So what is this incident that I'm talking about? Basically, at night, there was a mother who was traveling with her 2 children, and in the middle of the night, her car ran out of fuel. So she stopped on the side of the road and she called the cops, or she called her family members, one or the other, asking for help. While she was waiting for her family or the police to arrive, 2 men approached her. They smashed the car windows and dragged her and her 2 little kids out of the car to a nearby field, and then they repeatedly raped her in front of her 2 kids. They basically made her 2 children witness the horrific incident. After they were finished, they robbed her of her jewelry, cash, and stormed off. When the police arrived, guess what the police had to say? Guess what the main police officer, the police chief, had to say about the incident? He basically told the woman that why didn't she take the GT road? The GT road was densely populated. She should have just taken that road. Or why didn't she just stop and check if she was low on gas? Why didn't she do that ahead of time? Like, people who have daughters, who have mothers, you gotta watch out for these because the city is not safe. Why isn't the city safe? Do not put the blame on the woman. Stop victim blaming people. Stop victim blaming women. And why don't we take responsibility for our city? Why don't we make our city safe? If it wasn't low on gas, maybe she could get a flat tire. Maybe something else could have happened to the car. It's the car, bro. It's going to break down. That's beyond our control. Your job as a police officer is not to tell her that, oh, you should have taken this road, you should have taken that road, you should have done this to be safe. No! Why don't we just focus on the rapist? Why don't we focus on what the rapist did? Why don't we say the rapist shouldn't have been there? The rapist shouldn't have smashed her windows. The rapist shouldn't have dragged her out of the car and her 2 children. The rapist shouldn't have raped her. Mr. Umar Sheikh, please tell me, what did you think in your mind when you said that? What part of your brain did you think that it was okay for you to say that to a woman who was just recently raped? Explain that to me. And this is just one incident. What about the million other incidents? What about them, huh? What about when children get raped? What about the 5-year-old that got raped in Karachi, Pakistan, and she was burned? She was burned to death, guys. What about her? What did she do wrong to get that, huh? What are you going to say to her, Umar Sheikh? What about Zainab Ansari? She was abducted on her way to the Quran class. She was kidnapped and repeatedly raped. What are you going to say to her? That she should have taken the other road to the Quran class? That she took the wrong road to the Quran class? Is that what you're going to say to her? Seriously, when are we going to stop blaming the victim? When are we going to stop pointing fingers at what women wear, how women dress, how women act, what women say? No woman is ever asking for it. I don't care if she's naked. I don't care if she's covered from head to toe. She's not asking for it. How you dress does not determine if you're going to get raped or not. Mr. Umar Sheikh also brought up another point, that she shouldn't have been traveling alone, that she should have been with a man. Okay, let's analyze that. So you're saying that if she was traveling with a man, then she wouldn't have gotten raped, right? What is the guarantee? Can you give me the guarantee on that? That if she had been traveling with her husband, her father, her uncle, that the rapist wouldn't have come, shot the men in the face, and then proceed to do whatever they needed to do? What is the guarantee that that wouldn't have happened? Yes, in Islam, a woman is supposed to travel with her mahram for protection and security and safety. But that is still not a guarantee that something horrible is not going to happen to them. There are no guarantees about that. And when something does happen, what are you going to say about that? Like, what if she was traveling with a man and this incident took place? what would you say then? What would your excuse be then? The problem is that we tend to focus on the victim and what the victim did wrong, but we tend to forget what the rapist did. Why don't we focus more on that? What were the rapists doing at that time? Did they plan this ahead of time? Where did they get the gun from? Why don't we focus on those people who commit these horrific crimes instead of focusing on the victim and what the victim could have done differently? Do you see the difference? And Mr. Police Chief, if you know that traveling on a less populated road will cause these incidents to take place, why don't we focus our energy on those areas and figure out how to fix that? How to prevent these incidents from happening in the future on that motorway specifically? Why don't we focus on that? You guys, this issue personally triggers me. That when a woman gets raped, she's asked so many questions. It's not fair. Because it's so easy to make that argument with an older woman that what she was wearing or she was asking for it, how she was dressed, if she was drinking or not, if she was under the influence of drugs or not. But what about little children? They're dressed appropriately. They're not drinking. They're not on drugs. They're not asking for it. Why does it happen to them? Why did it happen to the 5-year-old? Why did it happen to Zainab Ansari? Why? It's easy to blame women, but come on guys. I cover from head to toe and I still don't think that I am safe from getting raped. I don't believe that, because a rapist will rape a woman regardless of what she's wearing. He will rape her if she's in a miniskirt. He will rape her if she's in an abaya. He will rape her because that's what a rapist does. A rapist does not stop and think, oh, she's in a miniskirt. That's the easy target. Let me go for her. Oh, she's in an abaya. Oh man, that's gonna be a lot harder to take off. Let me not go for her. It doesn't work like that. And if it did, then the women who wear abayas and burqas and niqabs and hijabs would not get raped. But we all know that's not the case, correct? I want justice to take place. I want people to take this seriously. I just want justice for the mother and her 2 children. I want justice for the 5-year-old in Karachi. I want justice for all the women in the world that are getting raped and they don't report it, or when they do report it. I want justice for all of them. Also guys, especially in the police force, if a woman comes up to you and tells you that she got raped, please don't ask her, what were you wearing that night? How late were you out? Were you alone or with other people? Why did you go alone? Why were you drinking? Why were you on drugs? Why didn't you wear more modest clothing? Why weren't you traveling with a man? Why didn't you take the more populated road? Don't ask her those questions. It takes a lot of courage for a woman to come up front, not even a woman, for any victim to come up front and tell you the horrific incident that took place with her. She was already broken and you broke her even more. So many rape victims don't report as it is because they don't want to go through the rape twice. First with the actual rapist and then with the police force asking them all these questions. And the ones who do end up coming and doing it, treat them with dignity, treat them with respect, and focus on the real issue at hand, which is the rapist, not the victim. The victim deserves nothing but love, support, and sympathy from us. Nothing else. Let me tell you something. It's never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever the victim's fault. Ever. Do a little salute to Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, because he said that when they are arrested, the rapist of the mother, the 2 of them will be chemically castrated and they will be hung. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, I really am. They deserve much worse, and they deserve a very, very slow death. Like, I'm talking the ultimate torture. So yeah, good for you, Mr. Imran Khan. And I just want to say to the mother and her 2 children that my heart goes out to you, and I will remember you in my duas, and I'm already making so much dua for you and your children. and I hope you recover from this, and I hope your children heal from the trauma that they have just gone through, and just stay strong. You are not alone in this. We are all with you. We're all standing with you, and we are all with you. Just stay strong, my sister. And you guys, please share this video with as many people as you can. Let's raise awareness for this. And you guys, this had to be said. Bye.